And welcome once again to my channel, Study Abroad with Mark. Like I promised you the last time, in this video I'm going to be discussing how to apply and win the YTV scholarship with a focus on how to write a letter of intent and a research proposal. So basically in this video we'll be looking at these two things. Then of course we'll go back to the application portal to continue on the rest of the application, where we are going to have to provide information on our research proposal and our letter of intent. If you like this video, please like it, share and subscribe to the channel. So without much ado, let's delve right into it. So let's talk about a letter of intent. So what is a letter of intent? Basically, this is a letter or an essay where you tell the scholarship team about yourself, your preferences, expectations and goals in life. And in doing so, you'll be expected to answer some 3 questions. The first question is your academic and social experience relating to the field you want to study. So at this point, you should have already identified what field you are interested in and what field you are interested in pursuing. And so you can talk about what academic and social experiences you've had in the past that have influenced your desire to want to pursue this field. So you can talk about that in this section. Then you should also tell the scholarship team about your reasons for choosing Turkey. So did you choose Turkey because you would like to experience the culture of Turkey? Or perhaps because you are aware that the scholarship comes with a 1-year Turkish language training, you are interested in learning the new language. That could be a very good reason for choosing Turkey. Or perhaps you are aware that Turkey has the best or some of the best universities in the world, and that is the reason why you want to study in Turkey. You can put these reasons in your letter of intent, and that could go a long way of helping you. Finally, you should talk about your future plans for your education and scholarship in Turkey. So what are your goals? What do you intend to achieve with this scholarship? You should talk about that. How you intend to use the knowledge you have acquired in your country to develop your country when you return. You can talk about all these things at these sessions. And if you should put all this information in your letter of intent beautifully, then trust me, you can win the scholarship. Now, the second thing that the scholarship requires, especially for PhD applicants, is to write a research proposal. So basically there are some areas that they would like these candidates to stress on in their research proposal. The first thing is the subject of the study. So this is where you write the title of your work and give a little background, not more than 300 words, with regards to the topic you like to research and why. Then of course you should also provide information on the research questions you intend to answer in this research. In the portal it is stated that you have just 15, you are supposed to provide 15 words, but in actual sense the portal gives you up to 3,000 characters, so you can write as many as you want with regards to the research questions. You are also expected to analyze the problem. So basically this is the research problem you have identified and you would like to solve with your research. What is the problem that you've identified and how do you intend to solve it? Then also you need to state your methodology, what methods, what research methods you intend to use to arrive at your findings. So this is what you do at the research methodology session, and of course that is also 300 words. Then preliminary answer to the study. So here you are expected to anticipate some sort of findings that you think your study will lead to, and you are going to get this information by reviewing previous literature on your study. And so if you should review previous literature on your study, you see what earlier scholars have done and what they found, and how your study is likely to either arrive at similar findings or something different. So basically that's what you state here. Academic contribution. What do you think will be the contributions of your research to your area of study? So if you are in medicine, if you are into political science, if you are into international relations, whatever field of study your research is about, how do you think your studies will contribute to that field? How will it adapt to knowledge? So you provide information for that over here. And of course your research should also have a literature review. So basically this is just you bringing out some of the findings or from previous studies on the work that you are about to do. You talk about what previous scholars have found and the gaps or the loopholes in there, that you think your study can fill. So basically, these are the things they'll be looking out for in your research proposal, and I can assure you that if your research proposal answers these important questions very well, you can win the scholarship. So now let's go back to the application system, and then let's continue where we left off the last time. Okay, so I'm going to key in my email, and the password I used for the registration the last time. Good. So now I'm into the system. If you remember, in our last video I showed you how to go about filling up all these sections and providing the right information for these sections. So if you have been able to do that correctly, you should see these blue ticks on all the sections, which indicates that you have successfully completed all the sections. Now after you do this, you go to the home page. This is where you get to choose the scholarship that you would like to apply for, like I indicated in the earlier video. So for this video, I'm going to focus mainly on the graduate scholarship program, so for masters and PhD, because this is where you're going to need to provide information on a research proposal. So now let's go right into that, and then we will see. So before you can even provide the information that is required here, you first need to indicate your agreement to the terms and conditions of the scholarships. You are supposed to read through all this information, and once you do that, you go to have read and accepted all these conditions, and then you can come to the rest of the application. So the next thing you're supposed to go is preference, where you get to choose your schools and the program you are interested in. So graduate scholarship, master's degree are the same, and also for PhD you find it there. So let's go to where we can choose our school. So we go to add. So you can see that there are a list of programs listed here. Basically, these programs will be provided based on the information you provided with regards to what you studied in your bachelor. So if you are a postgraduate applicant and you're applying with a bachelor's degree, your field of study that you indicated in your bachelor's program will indicate the kind of programs you can select here. So if you are into the sciences, you're going to realize that over here much of the programs that will be indicated are in the sciences. If you are into the arts and humanities, you realize that the choice of programs here will be in the arts and humanities. So let's assume let's assume that I read political science for my undergrad, and for my postgrad, which is my master's, I want to read I would like to read international relations. And so if I click on international relations, as you can see here, you can see that a list of schools pop up. Trakia University, Middle East Technical University, which is one of the best universities here in Turkey. Koç University, also top school in Turkey. We look through all these schools, and you can see that it is indicated right under the school the language of instruction. Here it says that the language of instruction is in Turkish, which is Türkçe. Here it says English, which means English. So you may want to consider that whilst you are choosing your schools. If you would like to study a program in English, you need to make sure that the program is indicated as the language of instruction is indicated as English, which means that it is going to be taught in English. So you have the choice to select up to 12 schools, so you can select as many as you want and then rank them based on which ones are your first choice, second choice, and third choice. Once you are able to select your schools, you click on save, and then you save. So assuming we have selected our schools, we'll find our school preferences here, and then we'll click on this to indicate that we agree to be placed in any different program than what I have chosen, in case it is found necessary by the representative. That is, if you choose to be placed elsewhere. So let's go to the section where we'll provide information on our letter of intent. So here in this box you can see this titled letter of intent. In this session, it is expected to explain the following details: your academic and social experiences relating to the field you want to take an education in, your reasons for choosing Turkey for study, and the importance of your future plans for your education and scholarship in Turkey. So basically, the information we discussed earlier with regards to how to write your letter of intent. At this point, you'll be expected to provide that information here. So I will advise that over here, before you do this, you would have typed your letter of intent nicely on a Microsoft Word document, and you should have cross-checked for grammatical errors, proofread and all that. Then you simply copy your letter of intent and paste it here. Just copy and paste, and make sure that your letter of intent meets the word requirement. You can see here that the word requirement is 3,000 words, which is roughly around 3,000 characters, sorry, which is roughly around 300 words. So make sure that your letter of intent meets that requirement, because it's one of the things they will check when shortlisting students for the scholarship. Now the second section under the letter of intent is where you provide information on your research proposal. So like we saw earlier when I was discussing how to go about a research proposal, you can see that in the portal you are given a box to provide information for each session, subject to the study, research questions, analysis of the problem, research methodology, preliminary answer, academic contribution, literature review, and others. So just like the letter of intent, at this point you should have already typed out your research proposal nicely, proofread in the Word document, and you simply copy and paste into this session, taking into consideration the word limits. Once you are done with this session as well, you kindly click on save, and then you get to save. Now let's move on to the interview location. So this is where you get to choose where you would like to be interviewed. Now remember, this scholarship is in two phases: the application phase and then the interview phase. The application phase is from 10th January and ends at 20th February. So you have roughly about 1 month and some weeks, or a month, to apply. So after you've applied, now the scholarship team is going to sit down and shortlist a number of students who met the application criteria, who met the CGPA criteria, who wrote very good letters of intent. They're going to shortlist them, and then they will send out interviews sometime in July, to have these students who have been shortlisted interviewed. And so this is where you can choose or decide where you like to be interviewed. So depending on the country you are living in, you need to indicate. So if you are living in Ghana at the moment, because I was in Ghana at the time when I was applying for this scholarship, you can choose Ghana. Then you can choose the city where you like to be interviewed in, and then click on save. So when you are shortlisted for the interview, you receive an email indicating the location in your country, the time, and then the date of the interview, and that is where you go for the interview. I'm going to make a separate video discussing tips on how you can ace this interview, so look out for that and keep on following this channel for that information. So once you are done with this session, you click on save, then you come to reference information. Now this is where you get a chance to provide information on your references. So here you get to provide the names of your referees and upload. If you already have a letter of reference on these referees, you upload them. You click on save, and then you move on. Then this session basically is for those who are applying for the Turkey Bachelorate and ISDB joint program. So basically it's providing information about that, and I'll discuss that in a separate video. So for today, we are going to skip this. But if you do not intend to apply for the Turkey ISDB joint scholarship, and you're simply interested in applying for the YTB scholarship, you can skip this session and then come to summary of application. So after you've been able to fully completed these sections appropriately, you can come and click to this box which says summary of application, where you get to go over all your applications check if all the information you provided is accurate, then you can submit. Now once you submit, you can come to this section in my applications, and you are going to see the list of all the schools you've chosen, the year, application year, this kind of scholarship you're applying to, your application number, very important, the application level, master's degree, PhD, you see it, or even bachelor's, you see it here. If you submitted, the date of application will appear here, results. If you are selected, it will be announced here. You will see here, you first receive an email indicating that you've been selected, and then it will appear here that you've been awarded a scholarship. So basically, after you submitted your application, everything about you in summary will be shown here. So this is all you need to know about how to apply and win the YTV scholarship 2022 year academic year. If you like this video, once again I'll remind you to share the video, subscribe, and click on like. Like I said, in my next video I'll be discussing much more about the ISDB Turkey Bursary Joint Scholarship and every other information you need to know. And of course, I'll also be discussing how you can ace the interview that will take place shortly after this application. So thank you guys, thank you for following my channel, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye.